Hey friends, Stacy here with Kzoo Keto, and I'm bringing you another Let's Try It video. This is probably going to be, well, okay, so the main part of this video is probably going to be quick. The whole recipe and all that stuff. This is a recipe from CaseyTrenum.com, and it's a peanut butter mousse, and it sounds like it's going to be something really good for after dinner or when you're looking for something sweet. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a little update as to why we haven't posted for a couple of weeks. For this recipe, we need cream cheese, vanilla, sugar-free chocolate chips, keto-friendly confectioner's sugar, powdered sugar, whatever you want to call it, and keto-friendly peanut butter. So I'm an idiot. I forgot one more ingredient. You need heavy whipping cream. I highly recommend a stand mixer, but if you don't have one, that's okay. It's just gonna maybe make your arm a little tired and feeling weird because you're gonna have to sit here and beat the cream until it doubles in size. I don't have a stand mixer in the camper. I originally was gonna shoot this video a couple of weeks ago when we were camping in Ludington, and I was gonna use the handheld that I have, and because I'm not lugging this heavy thing in and out of the camper every time we go. So we have a handheld, and I'm actually kind of glad I didn't find the time to do that, because yowza. So we're gonna put this in here and I'm gonna raise it, and I'm assuming the whisk attachment would be better. Thought about putting it in this little cup thing that came with our immersion blender and just doing it in here and using the whisk, but I'm afraid it's gonna splash all over the place. So I might try that at a later point. If I do, I will leave a comment down below saying which method works better. But for now, we're just going to use the stand mixer. All right. This is what my heavy cream looks like after whipping it for about, I would say, 3 minutes on speed 10 for a KitchenAid mixer. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our softened cream cheese and add in the vanilla, the peanut butter, and the keto sweetener, keto-friendly sweetener, powdered sweetener, and get this all mixed up. So what I ended up doing was putting my whipped cream in a bowl, because I remembered the other mixers out in the camper, and I'm being lazy. I don't want to go out and get it. So I'm using the same bowl, put my my sweet softened cream cheese in here. I didn't bother to clean it because it's all getting mixed together anyway. And we're just going to throw everything else in here and mix everything, you know, the cream cheese with all of this until it gets nice and smooth. According to the website, this makes 6 servings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like this is just a really fancy frosting recipe. It's almost like a buttercream or a whipped frosting recipe, except I guess it's more closer to whipped frosting. Whipped cream frosting. That's what it's closer to. Except it might be a little thicker, and they're calling it a mousse. Let's mix up this peanut butter. This is the creamy ring. I think you can probably use crunchy if you prefer. I don't see why not. It's just not going to be smooth like a mousse. But we're putting peanut butter or chocolate chips on it, so why does it matter? Alright, let's make it smooth and creamy. Wait, wrong one. Just gonna scrape down the sides. Give it another scrape. Okay, we are done. What we're going to do now is try and get as much of this off of here. Because as we all know, keto ingredients are expensive. We don't want to waste it. I mean, that's about as good as it's going to get. So I'm going to scrape this away from the sides before I add the whipped cream in there. And it basically looks like this. And we are going to fold in the whipped cream. You do it gently, so you try to keep as much air in there as possible. And it's basically just kind of these type of motions. I don't know. Folding in is something I had to learn over time. It's not something I could really be taught by watching something. I just had to figure it out for myself. If you can learn by watching something, that is freaking awesome, because I am not. I am a kinetic learner. I learn by doing. And we just basically get this all mixed together as one. So we'll just keep folding. Honestly, I think I might have whipped my whipped cream a little too long. So I think it got a little stiffer than it should have been. Almost like when you're stiffening up egg whites. And it's almost like the stiff egg whites instead of the soft peaks. I had the stiff peaks. I think all that's really going to do is just change the texture. So it may not be quite as moussey as it should be. But who cares? You're going to eat it anyway. It looks to be pretty, it's a little lumpy. But it looks to be pretty mixed. So the recipe says you can serve it right away, or you can put it in the fridge and serve it later and sprinkle on some chocolate chips. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in a bowl in the fridge for later, and when Greg is done out farting around on the camper, because we're getting more solar, we'll go ahead and try it and tell you what we think.
What am I eating?
Nice sweet treat.
A nice sweet keto sweet treat?
Yes, after being up on the camper and installing 3 more solar panels. This, I don't know. So as I said, the recipe says it makes 6 servings. We have these little tiny, I don't know how big these are, these little mason jars.
They're about this size.
You bought them.
Oh,
I don't know how many ounces.
Oh, these are the ones I was doing for the egg bites.
But they're super cute, and I
Yes.
think if you divide it up, you can make it up ahead of time and then divide it up into 6 of these. It's about 3 tablespoons, I think, is what I ended up putting in there. Obviously not scientifically measured, just eyeballing, but I think they work perfect. So we'll put a link for those down below if you're interested in them. And yeah, just...
They also work for egg bites, which is why I bought them.
Yeah, but they're really hard to clean out, which is why he doesn't really use them for that anymore. My thoughts on this is if it works. It could be really good if you choose to add some other flavor to it, not peanut butter, but maybe some cocoa powder, and then add in some like caramel chocolate chips or something that I know Lily's makes. I think you could do a lot of different variations with this and it'd be really freaking good.
It's really freaking good.
It is really freaking good.
It almost tastes like my sister's non-keto peanut butter pie. Almost.
You're right.
You could almost do this as like a filling.
For the keto the peanut butter pie filling, making it ketoized, because I never did get exact measurements from her so that I could keto it. Ketoize it.
Tastes like this.
But I just put about a tablespoon of chocolate chips on top. And I think this is a decent serving size.
Mm-hmm.
And if you portion it out like this,
It's very
it
rich
keeps you
though.
from overeating.
Yeah, it's very rich. And this is perfect.
In my opinion, I think you could actually back off the sweetener a little bit. Even
Probably.
so, it's like 5 tablespoons of confectioner sugar, keto friendly. And I feel like you could probably get away with like 3 or 4. Or if you wanted to and not use that at all, maybe you could put in some sweetener drops instead. Although I'm not sure how that would change the texture.
When it comes to ice cream and stuff, I'm way faster than Stacy.
I like to savor mine. He likes to just
Get it done. Move on to the next thing.
But yeah, I definitely want to play around with this to see what other flavors I can come up with.
Looks good. High five.
We'll eat again.
As I said earlier, we're gonna switch over real quick to kind of give an explanation of why we haven't been around the last couple weeks. So here's the deal. I suck at time management in my personal life. Because, you know, where you can exceed in one area, I can't seem to succeed in other areas. It's like I put all my time management into work. That said, that is the main reason why there was no video 2 weeks ago. Because I just didn't have my act together, and I never do, because I'm pretty sure I'm undiagnosed ADHD. But I'm working on getting that diagnosed, so then maybe we can fix it. The reason for last week is because I have been just plagued with headaches. I know this is not a medical channel. I am not a medical professional. You guys know that. I'm just regurgitating what I've been told and what I've, researched in the past. But if you have headaches, and like I did, and you suffer from them, then you might be interested in watching this. And I have had headaches since I was a kid. I have known people that have gone on keto and with migraines, and they say migraines magically disappeared. So obviously it's food triggers. Mine, unfortunately, are triggered by other headaches, sinus headaches, tension headaches. They're triggered by the weather, which, the weather's crazy now. Here it is, October 1st at the time of this recording, and it's 80 degrees outside in Michigan. I don't know. The other thing that triggers is stress, which who doesn't have stress anymore? So basically, in discussing with my mom, she remembers me complaining of headaches all the time as a kid, taking me to the doctor, and they just had to give me Tylenol or ibuprofen. Super. When I was about 20, I went to the doctor again, and they told me it was allergies. And I was like, how does that rate? Because I get them in the wintertime too, but whatever, it's the doctor. That time I just took the Bible, or the doctor's word as gold. And that brings us to, I don't know, probably about 20 years ago, which would be just a few years later. I'm not that freaking old. But early 20s, I was in a car accident with my ex-husband, and the car flipped a couple of times, and luckily we weren't injured, except for I had hit my head on the seatbelt holder thing and had the worst headache of my life for like 2 days. I ended up going into the ER, getting MRI done, nothing. But ever since then, that's when I started having the migraines. Finally had those diagnosed probably 6-7 years later, and have just been using meds to try to take the edge off the pain when they come, and try to watch for those triggers, which as I said earlier, I found that it's not food, it's not, it's basically things out of my control. Yes, I can try to control my stress by doing things, trying to relax, but I live in a constant state of my ears touch my shoulders, so trying to relax is really hard. So let's fast forward again to last year. I went to my PCP because I was tired of the headaches. He gave me a prescription for amitriptyline, which is supposed to be, it's like an antidepressant or something like that, but it's also used as a migraine preventative. It has worked to tamp down the migraines. It has worked to, in the past, to get rid of the daily headaches that I have. It's pretty much 5 out of 7 days, most days of the week, at least, that I have a headache. Today is miraculously a pain-free day. I was going to a chiropractor pre-COVID. I went for years, and then COVID happened, and I have not gotten back to it. I really need to. And then I also used to get a massage once a month, because that would help as well, because you can get a letter of medical necessity from your doctor and use your flexible spending account, or if you have an HRA through your employer that covers those types of medically necessary things, you can also use those funds to cover that too. Just make sure you keep that letter and send in a copy every time you send in your claim. Speaking from experience, speaking from working on the other side of that computer, because if you followed us for a while, I work for a third-party benefits company, so I know how to use that stuff. But the lady we were going to for massages wasn't doing a very good job for me anymore. I kept telling her, feel free to use your knuckles, use your elbows, get in there, beat the crap out of me, you know, especially back here. And I just never felt really any relief afterward. I need deep, deep tissue massage. And it was more just like a therapeutic, I guess, or Swedish massage or something. It's basically what it felt like to me. So I had my appointment with my PCP last week, and I told him, I said, you know, the last 6 months these headaches have been ridiculous and I'm really tired of it. And they're getting to the point where it's practically debilitating. It's causing me to make mistakes at work because I can only focus on the pain. And so he gave me a prescription for a round of prednisone, which I am almost through with. I feel like I have been attached to that little foil packet of pills for the last few days because you have to take it so crazy before breakfast, after lunch, after dinner, before bedtime, every single day. And then it starts cutting down. It starts cutting down the amounts. It starts cutting down. If you've taken it, you know. So I'm working my way through that, and maybe that's why today I have no headaches, because he did say that it should provide some relief. But he also referred me to a physical therapist, and I had my first appointment with the physical therapist on Wednesday last week, and he was asking me questions about the headaches that I have, you know, where does it hurt, how does it feel, when do they come on, all the information. And he told me that there are basically 3 types of headaches. There's migraines, which we all know what those are. There are cervicogenic headaches, which form in the base of your neck and kind of coming up and over. And there are basically, he said, it's like the junk drawer of headaches, because there's tons and tons of different types of headaches, but most of them fit into the tension headache category. And then he said that I'm unfortunately one of those people that suffers from all 3 types. Yay me. So he recommended that he said he was going to recommend to my doctor that I am a good candidate for the Botox injections to help with the migraines, which I don't know how I feel about that, because I know Botox is basically like poison. And I think my stepdad told me they invented it like back during one of the World Wars, or World War II, or I don't know. It was invented a long time ago, and it was basically a chemical agent to do something really bad to other people. And so I'm a little on the fence about that. I'm kind of like, yes, if it will give me relief, because I still get the migraines. I don't get them as often, but I do still get them. I don't know where I sit with that. If you actually have Botox injections, please comment below and let me know what your experience is with those. The tension headaches are a matter of managing, I guess, with ibuprofen, Tylenol, Aleve, because I don't, and that kind of explains why I go through a whole litany, because I will have headaches that last for days. They'll go 5 days, 7 days, 8 days, and I go through everything. I take ibuprofen, I take Tylenol or other acetaminophen, I take Aleve, I take my I forget what the generic form, how to say it, but it's Maxalt, which is for migraines. And usually I take my migraine cocktail, as I call it, and I take 2 Aleve and a Maxalt. And that will do enough to kind of restrict the blood vessels a little bit in my head, so that it eases some of the pressure, which also eases some of the pain. But it doesn't always make it go away. And then when that happens, then I start in on the cold meds, because I'm like, okay, maybe I'm having sinus issues. So then I start taking like Sudafed and other like Mucinex and stuff like that, things that are going to target my sinus cavities. And I just start pumping myself with all this chemically bad crap. And I'm not a big fan of it. So then that brings us back to the cervicogenic headaches, which form in the base of your neck and kind of in this area, and they come up over your head. He explained to me, if you're familiar with the University of Michigan football helmets, how they have those lines that come up, that's basically, ironically, the same area that the nerves run that are basically responsible for these headaches. So, U of M, you're my headache. Just kidding. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I have to poke jabs where I can. any one of those types of headaches, the cervicogenic, the tension headaches, those are going to trigger a migraine if it goes on for too long. The cervicogenic headaches are the ones that can last days and days, is what I found out. And the goal of this physical therapy is to teach me how to be able to manage them better than what I have been by shoving my face full of pills, and to maybe abate them a little bit. One of the things that he showed me was that you take your finger like this, kind of like you're almost going to cross your fingers, and there's a spot back here, kind of like right back here in the back of your head. So it's basically like you take one hand, the skull, the base of your skull, the other hand is at the side, and then you kind of bring them together, and it's that spot right there. There's like a little hole that all of these nerves and all of these things come in through. And when the muscles around that get tightened up and crunched down on those, it kind of sends your brain into overload, like, holy crap, what's going on? And it just radiates pain. That's where I'm at. These are most often the headaches that I wake up with. I will wake up in the middle of the night with a feeling in my head like I have been sleeping on a concrete block all night. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just this really sharp band of pain. And it can change too. It changes. Migraines change. They'll be on this side. They'll be on this side. I actually got my ear pierced right here because they used to always get them on this side. And I got the cartilage pierced, the daith piercing, and it worked for a while, but then they went to this side. And now they're kind of back and forth. So as far as the migraines go, I don't know what to do. Go ahead and get the other side pierced? I don't know. But the cervicogenic one sounds like is my biggest issue. And it's because it's the one that lasts. It's the one that I'm popping pills and trying to get through every day and not wanting to do anything more than just lay down and sleep, because that is the only time it doesn't hurt, is when I am completely unconscious. Going back to this method, it's basically you find that and then you push in on it and you kind of lean your head back into the side a little bit to where that whole area is a little more relaxed and not quite so taut. And you push in on it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and the headache should go away. Another thing that he said is you can take 2 tennis balls and kind of tape them together and then put them into tube sock and tie it off really tight so they can't move, and then lay down with that under there, and it should hit right there. I haven't done that yet. We do have something that we bought from Dr. Berg that is this weird little like thing that's got different, I'll have to find it, but it's basically the same thing, and I've tried to use it in the past. Apparently I didn't know what I was doing because it never did anything other than make my headaches worse. So I guess I need to try it again and see if that helps, and if I can find it before my next appointment, which is tomorrow, I'm going to take it in and see if they can show me how to better make use of that. But I wanted to pass along this information for anybody that might also suffer from these types of headaches and you're looking for relief. And, you know, as my physical therapy progresses, maybe I can have some more nuggets that I can pass along, and you won't have to pay for it through your insurance. I can just help you out, hopefully. But that's what I just wanted to share really quick. Maybe not super quick, but I just wanted to share why we haven't done anything in the last couple of weeks. Thank you for everybody that supports us, and thank you for hanging in with us through all of our pauses and our real long hiatus that we had. We're still here, we're still going, we're still trying to stay keto. Last couple of weeks have not been good. The month of August was great. Last couple of weeks have not been good. It's just been too much life. We're just too busy. And if you're still with us, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Feel free to hit that like button, share the videos if you want to. Definitely helps us get the channel out there, helps us get to more people that might be looking for an alternative to Weight Watchers and all the other diet things that are out there. And with that, I'm gonna go off and finish my peanut butter mousse. Enjoy the rest of my day. You enjoy yours too. See ya. So I'm an idiot. I forgot one more ingredient. Right, that is all I forgot. Yes, it is. Okay.
Awesome.
Mic on?
What?
Is the mic on?
Yeah.
Got shit all over your shirt. Another shirt. Gonna go to the quilt
This
t-shirt
one's
quilt.
only
T-shirt quilt graveyard.
a year old. Nah, it matches the other stuff. I'm real.
It might match, but it's not supposed to be there, and people looking at it can tell that it's not supposed to be there. Okay, and as I mentioned before, we're gonna cut
Mike's
over.
not on.
Whatever. If it wasn't on, you'd be flipping it on right now.
Well, I don't know what you want to do. You want to start over? God, just messing with ya!
I hate you so much right now.
I just want to get some water. So I need you to pause your train of thought.
And with that said, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna say. I don't know where I'm at now.
You're still in the kitchen.